Alright, in this video I'm going to be going over what is a degree of freedom. Degrees of freedom is the number of independent parameters that you can change in a sketch. A degree of freedom means a way in which an object can move, or more specifically, a degree of freedom means a way in which a sketch can move when talking about a sketch in the sketch workbench. Put it a better way, it's the number of things that you can change in a sketch that if you change them wouldn't change anything else. That's the independent part. Another way of thinking a degree of freedom is how many things, degrees of freedom, do you need to lock down in place, aka constrain, before your shape becomes impossible to change in any way. What happens to degrees of freedom when you constrain a sketch? When you constrain them. Every time you add a constraint to your sketch, you remove one or more ways in which that sketch can be moved. You remove one or more degrees of freedom. When the sketch is fully constrained, it has 0 degrees of freedom, meaning that the sketch is no longer free to move at all. Why do you want a sketch to be fully constrained? If a sketch isn't fully constrained, then there's at least one way it can move around, which means you haven't exactly specified its shape. Normally, you don't want to leave some aspect of your design shape up to chance. You want it to have a specific, fully constrained shape. So, to sum up, a degree of freedom is a way in which an object or system, aka or sketch, can move, and the number of degrees of freedom corresponds to how many numbers you have to measure or specify in order to completely describe the position of the system, the sketch, the object, whatever. So that is what a degree of freedom is.